Hello and welcome to Food Neighbourhoods on Monocle Radio. I'm Monica Lillis and once again we're taking you to the places locals love for their food and drink. When in Rome, there's no shortage of culinary outposts, but one neighbour in particular is known for serving up the city's best traditional dishes. Here, Monocle's Lily Austin takes us for a stroll around Testaccio.
Rome is not a city known for bad food. Between the eateries offering fried delights and the family-run trattoria hosted by the archetypal waiter of a certain age, you really have to work at it to find a disappointing meal. But there is one neighbourhood that is particularly notable, particularly among Romans themselves, who generally believe it to have the best typical Roman food in the whole city. Welcome to Testaccio. Located to the south on the slopes of Rome's 7th hill, Colle Aventino, this hip neighbourhood is a little further out from the main tourist traps and so far has been spared the throngs of crowds. But if you're Roman, you know Testaccio. For those less familiar, you found it when you spot a towering statue of a bull, flanked by a winged infant, or puto in Italian, which sang guard atop the entrance to the mattatoio, or slaughterhouse. Up until its closure in the 1970s, this was what Testaccio was best known for, bringing freshly prepared meat to Rome's butchers and restaurants. The mattatoio may no longer be operational, but fresh produce still fills Testaccio. The beating heart of the neighbourhood is Mercato di Testaccio, or the Red Market, as it's known to locals. The large covered square is a labyrinth of stalls, selling everything from pottery to footwear, but its culinary offerings are what we're here for. Set aside a couple of hours for wandering around the lots and tasting Roman favourites. Huge meatballs sprinkled with pistachio, bacala, that's salted cod, fried chicory with garlic, and my favourite, carciofa alla romana, that's artichokes cooked in a pan with oil, mint, and a little water. When midday rolls around, pull up a chair at La Cucina Ritrovata, the rediscovered kitchen, and ask for a selection of cheeses to go with a glass of natural wine. The bartenders will be happy to talk you through their picks.
Caprino del Velabro, is fresh goat cheese, smoked.
This is the one from the Roman Empire?
Yes. Yes. The second one is Scimudin della Valtellina. Comes from north of Italy, made with cow milk. It is young. The last one is a big, rare cheese. It is made with goat milk. And now, today, we have one maker only that makes this ancient cheese.
Really?
Yes. It is a little treasure.
But when it comes to which order to eat them in...
The order, I recommend the absolute anarchy. I hate rules.
Now you're probably ready for an espresso. A couple of streets away, you'll find Pasticceria Lineare, a typical Roman bar. Now this is where things can get a little confusing. Bars in Italy serve coffee and pastries, sometimes, but not generally, alcohol, and that alcohol is usually spirits to go in that coffee. They're where people grab breakfast on their way to work or a post-lunch pick-me-up. If you have room, try one of their pastorelli, a dazzling assortment of mini pastries and cakes, including little cornetto, the Italian version of a croissant, choux buns, and micro tiramisus. If you're lucky enough to be invited to a Roman home for lunch, be sure to bring with you a box of these mini treats. They always go down well. Across the road you'll find another Roman institution, Il Trapezzino, a takeaway pizza place with a unique riff on the Roman pizza. Unlike the better-known Napolitani variation, here pizza is square, thick, and crispy. At Il Trapezzino, the squares are cut in half to make a triangle and then stuffed with a filling of your choice. If you're feeling adventurous, try the trippa. Yes, folks, that's Italian for tripe. Intestines cooked with tomatoes, mint, and a lot of pecorino, a Roman delicacy. Take a left out of Il Trapezzino and walk up to Testaccio's main square. When the weather is warm, it quickly fills with groups of friends gathering for an after-work aperitivo. Pick up a bottle of wine or a few beers from winery Palombi and head out to the square. Now we've found ourselves at dinner, it's time to talk pasta. Before we get into the where, let's first hear from a local, Leonardo Vanoli.
There is a simple rule for the Roman pasta. Okay, you have the cacio e pepe, that is just cheese, pecorino cheese, and black pepper. Okay, if you add the pork cheeks, it becomes a gricia. Okay, if you add the eggs, it becomes a carbonara. If you remove the eggs and add the tomato, it becomes una matriciana. Okay, that's the simple rule. So the start is the cacio e pepe, and then you just have to add or remove ingredients in order to create the other pasta.
So now that's cleared up, I'd like to focus your attention on the aforementioned cacio e pepe and strongly advise you to book a table at Felice e Testaccio. Felice is famous for having the best cacio e pepe in all of Rome. And as Rome is the best place in Italy for cacio e pepe, and Italy is the best place in the world for cacio e pepe, that makes Felice the best place in the world for cacio e pepe. So please go. If you're interested in experimenting with more particular dishes, head to Piatto Romano. Here you'll find the city's most typical main courses, such as coda alla vaccinara, that's cow's tail, cervello e emane con I carciofi, that's brains and sweetbread, otherwise known as the pancreas, cooked with artichoke, and yes, trippa again. Rome is a working-class city. Their finest cuisine was perfected by making use of the offal. You might also be surprised to see snails alla romana on the menu. The French aren't the only ones with a penchant for escargot, though here they are cooked with tomato. This is another very typical Roman dish, but it is rare to see them on a menu as they're not so easy to grab and serve fresh. Insert joke here about snail's pace. Take the opportunity and get slurping. To top up the evening, head back to the Mercato di Testaccio. If you're lucky, you'll find a party in the market with DJs playing for an audience of all ages, while the lots continue to do business. But if it's quiet, not to worry. Over the road, you'll find Angelinaria, an atmospheric cocktail bar where people come to lounge in booths and listen to live music. You'll find all the classic cocktails on the menu, but I'd recommend the Negroni Sbagliato. Sbagliato meaning mistake. This is a Negroni made with Prosecco instead of gin. The legend goes that a bartender invented the cocktail by accident, hence the name. How a professional could mix up these two kinds of bottles is an open question, but the result is delicious. Just be warned, it's a lighter, more drinkable Negroni. It is easy to order 2, 3, and then 4. Before you know it, you may find yourself straddling the Testaccio Bull, watching the sun come up over the square.
This episode was written by Lily Austin and edited by Alan Whedon. For more food and drink stories, tune into The Menu every Friday at 2000 London time. I'm Monica Lillis, thanks for listening.